two guests. So my next guest is Julie, who is manager over at Mare Rooftop that just opened up. And like I said, I've been over there a few times, so I'm excited to have her come in because it's so new. And I believe it's the second rooftop in the city of Providence. So I'm going to bring Julie in. And I have to tell you, the food was spot on. Oh, see? Look at this, seafood more. So this dish, we got to get into this thing. See, this looks like my picture. I took a good picture the other day.
You did.
How are you? Good to see you again.
Good to see you as
Thanks
well.
for making it in.
Thank you for having me.
Got wine. I'm loving this. So I actually can say that I know Dave Corsetti, who's in Italy, and he better watch this at some point. He's off in Italy, who's the owner, and then Alessio, who's another manager over there. Alessio has been around a very long time. I've known Alessio from his Federal Hill days, and you've been in the business for a good amount of time too.
Yes.
So you guys have all got a great background to what you have going on over there. But before we get to the food, and I get into drinking some of this beautiful, oh my God, beautiful wine that you brought over, tell us about, because it's what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
We're going into our 4th week.
You're going into your 4th week.
Yes.
So tell us about the location of where you are and kind of a verbal visual of the setup.
Okay, so we're on the east side, and the setup of the restaurant is on the roof, and it has 360 views of the city.
Amazing.
All glass windows, and so you can see all of the east side of Providence. The bay, you can see. Or Seconnet, the Seekonk River.
The Seekonk River,
yeah,
yep. Seekonk River, yep.
The Seekonk River, and you can see College Hill, and it's just absolutely beautiful.
So this is unique because, you know, to my mind, and I might be missing one, but we have the G, which is behind us.
Yes.
Then we have the Viking, which has a small rooftop bar down in Newport, and then yourselves. I can't think of any other rooftop bars that have really come about, and it's a challenge to do the work. I mean, I remember the construction, watching this construction go on for quite a period of time. And your setup, and I was speaking to you guys about this the other night when I was there, is you've got the whole perimeter, like you said, kind of the 360-degree view, but even inside, undercover, is 100 to 120 seats, something like that, right?
120 seats inside, yes.
120 seats inside.
And then we have the patios, which is an additional 80 seats, and we have an outdoor bar and indoor bar that seats about 20.
So, as usual, no big surprise, I sat at the outdoor bar when I ordered this amazing dish that she's going to tell us about in just a minute. And it was packed. There was an event going on by Pat Palino Cruz. Your dining room was full. So the popularity of this is, in 4 weeks, is already exploding over there. She's like, yes, probably did a little bit too much, right?
A little bit.
No,
Hard to keep up with, but it's exciting.
Well, and that goes back to the factor, too, of we spoke about it, and I spoke to a number of restaurateurs about staffing has been a challenge for everybody this season.
Yes.
So if you are looking to have a serious job, reach out to Julie and touch base with her or touch base with Alessio, because I think you'd find a rewarding experience. And like I said, the popularity of where this is right now is amazing. So this space, there wasn't anything there before you guys on the roof, though, right? There was nothing on the top?
They built up. It was all business offices, and then they built up from there.
Now, who is, just kind of from a landmark perspective, give us, I know we said Providence on the east side, but because you built up and you've got that height to be able to view, who are some of the businesses below that people could kind of use as a landmark for the building?
Well, we have Washington Trust below us. We also have Tropical Smoothie, Massage Envy.
Massage Envy, that's another one that I
Yes,
remember.
and then we also have a brand new couple of businesses coming in. We have Aurora Nails, which is great to get your nails done before work.
Perfect for you guys.
Yes.
And then,
and there's a few more coming.
And there's been, I mean, then in this area has a lot of great other restaurants too to bounce around. I know that Ben is across the street with Salted Slate. That's a kind of kitty corner to you guys that you can see everything that's going on there. So the night that I was there, you were jammed. There were people out taking pictures all over the place.
Which was a Monday night.
Which, yeah, was a Monday night.
And Tuesday was busier.
And Tuesday was busier than the night I was there?
Yeah.
So she mentioned the views, and you mentioned the Seekonk River. So one of the conversations that I was having, and I'm not trying to jam you up for more business and promotion here, but one of the conversations I was having is next week, from an alfresco dining standpoint, people are going to want to be out all over the place.
Yes.
And she's like, yes. But a place in the city to be on a roof and that high up is so uncommon. You're going to have a view of probably 5 different fireworks displays, right?
You can see India Point, you can see Pawtucket, you can see What's the one in East Providence? Pierce Fields.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to see all of those fireworks.
So if you want to dine al fresco and you check the schedule, you should call Julie and make a reservation because they're all on different nights too. It's not like, I think there's a couple that are on the same night, but between July 3rd and like going into the whole weekend, there's various fireworks displays going on. And I want to come back because Julie and I were getting into talking about the dishes, and also we were just about highlighting the wine. So let's step back one quick second and go back to highlighting the wine list and tell us what's on there.
Yes, so we came up with our wine list based on the Mediterranean. So we have French wines, we have Greek wines, wines from Spain and Italy.
And even by the glass, so like, I mean, I always go back to Italian because that's just me, but even by the glass, you had a nice variety.
Yes.
And there was a Vermentino that I found that was delicious that I had, and I thought I drank a lot of Vermentinos. I never had that one.
A lot of people aren't familiar with Vermentinos, but when you try it, you love it.
Right. So speaking about trying and loving it, you have a good story behind this. So tell us about this wine that you brought. But cheers to you, first of all. Then while she's telling the story, I'll be sipping.
So rosé is my favorite wine to order, and there's one specific wine that all of the managers agreed to wanting on our wine list. But the general manager was familiar with Bel Air, and he had us all do a blind tasting.
Which I think is so cool.
Yes, and we all chose this over any other rosés.
So it was unanimous
Yes.
after you had a blind tasting. I think I need to do more blind tastings, and Alessio, if you need help with this, I am a willing participant to come over and sit with you and Julie and do blind tastings. I will be there any day of the week.
He found this wine and he emailed actually the owner of the vineyards
Really?
to find who the distributor was.
You're kidding.
Yeah, and when we found out, we're now ordering cases every week.
When I tell you this is amazing, and we've promoted and talked a lot about rosés, this has got Syrah in it, Grenache, Cabernet. This is a beautiful, beautiful rosé. I can see why you guys have chose it.
Yes.
So part of the alfresco experience, we just talked about this with Tavern on the Sea of Costas, is the cocktails and the dining and being able to move around. And all of these venues, you're able to do that. I mean, I was, granted I was there for, a specific thing and then meeting some people, but you can kind of get up to stroll from your tables to check out the views a little bit there.
Yes.
So being able to get this great wine list and these cocktails, your people were producing some amazing cocktails the other night.
Yes, my favorite part of the menu.
Your favorite part of the menu?
Well, they're great craft cocktails. We have the Tigarita, that's my favorite. It's just all very refreshing.
Nice. So there is some special things about, obviously being on a roof is an amazing thing as well, but there are some special things about the menu, and you kind of described the wine list. So let's go into how the menu matches your description of what you're saying. Give us an overall style, and then we'll talk about the dishes that you brought here today.
So Mare means of the sea in Italian, if for those who didn't know that. And so the owner, the general manager, and the executive chef, they're all from Italy, from parts of the coast.
Yep.
And so they wanted a seafood restaurant, and they also, have traveled the Mediterranean and decided to do a Mediterranean concept.
Which I think is awesome because both, like you said, all of them are from Italian descent. And that's someone was just saying to me, they're like chicks. I mean, they're like, it's not all Italian. I'm like, just telling you right now, listen.
I'm actually the only one that's not Italian.
Really?
Yes. And so I think it was me always kind of telling them, you have too much Italian stuff. And so, we do have a great balance.
All right, so tell me what you brought here today.
Okay, so this is the octopus. It's from the coast of Spain. And the fava beans is a spin-off of a recipe from Greece.
Really?
Yes, it's a fava bean puree.
That is beautiful. I mean, I'm a seafood person overall, so these things are playing very well with me. And then what do we got over here? It's my favorite.
This here are we have local sea scallops, a black rice, a pepper coulis, and native corn.
So I did use this because I took a great picture. I have to give myself credit for that. Christina and Taylor, you should be proud of me. I took a great food picture the other night. Look the size of these scallops. I sat there eating this dish. I felt like I was nursing the dish. I probably sat there eating the dish alone for a good 20 minutes, which made me have more than 2 glasses of wine, but that's okay. But this was recommended by you guys when I came in, and I was craving it, so it was perfect. What are some of the other dishes? Give us a couple of the other favorites that you have on the menu.
So we have a great appetizer list. We have a beet cured salmon that is absolutely amazing. We have a great ribeye steak for those who don't like seafood. We have a pizza oven, so it's always...
I missed that.
Yes.
Oh, how did I miss that?
I don't know. It's actually imported from Italy. It's beautiful.
You're kidding me. I don't know how I missed that. So a pizza oven that's up there on the roof.
Yes.
That's, I mean, you got pizza being made in the sky, basically.
Exactly.
So hour-wise, what are the hours that you guys are open?
So we're open 7 days a week. We're open, right now we're only open for dinner from 4 o'clock, 11 o'clock on the weekdays and 12 o'clock on the weekends.
Okay.
And then we are opening hopefully by the end of July for brunch, Saturday and Sunday.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
I can't wait for that.
That's
See what
fantastic. So you're going to
Chef
be 2
has in
months old and
store
you're going to
for
have
us.
2 brunches.
Yes.
That's awesome. That's another great brunch spot
And
to add
then
to the list.
after we open for brunch, we're going to get going on lunch.
So you're kind of phasing it all in
Yes.
to get there.
Yes.
So in talking about it being a great alfresco spot, you guys also, and I keep using this word unique because each of the guests I'm talking to today have a unique atmosphere, is that the 120 seats that you mentioned that's inside will be usable all year round. So it's not going to change your operations from that perspective, but you'll still have an outside view.
Yes.
The way it's set up.
It's all glass. There's not even tinted
Right.
because we just want that outside atmosphere, and it's just absolutely gorgeous.
So you'll feel like you're eating al fresco even in the month of December or January, the way that this is set
And
up.
I've been there during snowstorms, and it is just so cool to
It's
be up there.
beautiful, I'm
Yes,
sure, seeing all
yeah.
the snow come down from there. So this is a great, great new spot. Julie and Alessio will take great, great care of you to check it out. The menu is fantastic. And if you're looking for, again, another unique portion of al fresco dining, make sure you go check these guys out. Thank you for making the time. Thank you for bringing this fantastic wine, which I'm going to keep here a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I will
Thank
see you
you
again
for having
soon.
me.
Thank you very
Great,
much.
Thank you.
And you got to get the scallops for sure.
Yes, you do.
All right. Christina's going to help us right here. Thank you, hon. See, I did take a good food picture the other day. Yeah, sure, absolutely. I'll be drinking that. Julie just made my day. All right, so my next guest is someone that also joined me probably about a year ago, and you'll hear me flattering him and the owner a lot because it is one of my favorite destinations in the state. But I'd like to bring in Sean, who